Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Rated R Raw Review Show. I'm one of your hosts, Venice Vincent, alongside the great Grand Slam Pumbaa. You know, we are not joined by our original crew, the executive consultant and Willie Seaman Beeman. It is just the two amigos tonight. Those guys are on assignment, so we're going to be taking over the reins for tonight. What's going on, Grand Slam?
You know, I can't complain. I took off last week from doing anything that was podcast related, and when I was hearing that, hey, Raw needed fill-in, I said, you know, why not make this a week where I'm doing a lot of shows? I said, why not do Monday Night Raw? I plan on doing NXT tomorrow night with the sensational Sabrina Stella. And I plan on stopping by on Friday nights because on Friday night, you guys have acquired the great JC Jane on SmackDown. And I don't trust neither one of you guys to review a JC Jane match. So I'm going to make my appearance there and sit here and talk about how great she is. Fantastic. She's killing it. Happy for her. You know, and real quick, too. You know, SmackDown for me is a hard show to watch because 3 hours and sometimes it's just not really that.
Well, they just announced they're going back to 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm glad, actually.
Me too. I am so glad.
I think a younger me, 15, 14-year-old me would have ate that alive. Like, man, 3 hours, cool. Because and I still love wrestling, but man, it is long. And sometime at the 10:30 mark, I'll tell you right now, Vinny. I sit here and say, oh, no, you don't. And I turn off the channel because you are not keeping me up that late. But we're here to talk about Raw. I'm sorry.
I think back in the day when it was Monday Night Raw and Nitro, and Nitro was 3 hours and Raw was 2 hours, I think I enjoyed it because I was going back and forth. I don't know about today's wrestling if I'm excited. Even if I was 15 of today's wrestling for 3 hours, like it's just not the same. Like, there's nothing for me to gravitate on. Like, I know you're probably going to say I'm wrong, but like, there's nothing like it was back then. There's no NWO. There's no Four Horsemen. Like, none of these groups can hold a candle to what we had back in the 90s.
The 90s was such a special period of time. And sometimes when I watch back some old 90s wrestling, and I was a WCW kid growing up. I didn't say my memory really in wrestling was 98. 98 Nitro. I didn't become a WWF fan until 2000, really. So I look back at that time period, and when I watch it, I'm like, man, what a special time, and what a special it reminded me of a special time in my life. And even though it's not the same, wrestling is not the same as it used to be, I still think that there's still good quality stuff. Like tonight on Raw, we got a few things that I'm excited to talk about with you. But real quick, you guys are watching Unpopular Review, the Raw edition of Unpopular Review. Usually your hosts are the executive consultant and Z, but we're filling in. But do us a favor, hit that like, subscribe, and notification. That helps out the brand, and we hope that you enjoy. And we look forward to hearing what you thought about Raw tonight. Was it a thumbs up, thumbs down? Where do you rank this show? So, Vinny, please take the floor.
Well, we are live from Laredo, Texas tonight. Raw comes from us, and
Whoa.
Yo!
Oh, look, that's
listen. No, listen. I just want to get on here real quick, because I gotta go to bed. But
sure.
I just want to do some quick thoughts, really quick. The 25 people that were released, right?
Uh-oh.
There's nobody that needs to be there's nobody that needs to be really vouched for except for Kairi Sane.
She's the only one.
Maybe Alistair and Selena, because you could have switched them to you could have switched them to another brand and then seen if they can go. And maybe the Motor City Machine Guns, because you could have switched them to another brand, just like you did the Street Profits, but they didn't. But Kairi Sane, there's only been two people to my in this era that they have brand splits. R-Truth was the most recent, and it was Drake Maverick was the second one. That's the only two that they ever went back and, re-signed them. So do you guys think that they will re-sign Kairi, or it's done the deal?
I think it's a possibility. I mean, when you mentioned those names, I wondered, there was another, as you said those two names, I was like, wasn't there like one more other person? But my point is, I do think there's a chance of it.
I mean, I think if it happens, it's going to be the third time that, what's up, Jeffrey? It's going to be the third time they rehire Kairi Singh, because if you remember, she was part of the Mae Young Classic, right? She got moved up. Then they had that, about a year later, they had that big release. She got released there.
No,
she came back, and then they released her again. So this would be the third time. Here's a problem with what they have going on. There's too many wrestlers and not enough TV time. And
exactly
to bring Aleister Black back made no sense. There was nothing for Aleister Black to do for him to come back. And even Selena Vega, she's so good, they don't even use her. Like they don't idolize what she did. A lot of these guys, they could have moved down to NXT and helped the younger guys. They could have. I mean, NXT now is going to be struggling because they moved everybody up. Like Joe Hendry.
I agree with that. They are NXT. Listen, Grand Slam Puma, NXT really has lost all of their star power except for my girl Valerie
Lola.
That's it. That's all they have. That's all they have right now.
Because you lost Andre Chase, right? Andre Chase
he got let go.
Released.
He got let go.
And Joe Gacy before he was with the faction Wyatt. He was with.
Wyatt,
I mean, he was another.
I mean, they got Tony D'Angelo, which is, I mean, whether or not you see him as a star, but I don't see him as a star because he's been on NXT for so long.
He's an overweight Kevin Owens.
I will sit here and say this because I've had this conversation with people and they said that very same thing that you said, Z, like they took a lot of talent from NXT. They did. And I sit here and say this is a great opportunity for those guys down there. So I don't know how much of NXT you guys watch, but I'm looking at people like Keanu Carver, and I'm looking at, I mean, I think the women's division has been pretty good hands. I mean, I don't think I'm worried about that, but I look at that male division, I see talent, and I sit here and say this is a great opportunity to refill those roles because if these people were still there, I don't think these people can climb up. So, I hear what you're saying. I don't think it's a bad move. And plus, these main rosters, they could have used a lot of these talents that was called up. I'm excited about Ricky Saints being up on SmackDown. I'm excited about Ethan being here. I don't think they said anything for Blake, right? She's not on an actual brand yet, right?
She's coming to SmackDown.
It's official. She's coming.
She's coming to
But I sit there and say, I think these are good moves, and you have to move these people up so then you can call up. Because then there's another one. I can't think of her first name. I always say it wrong, but Miss Armstrong, I think she's going to kill it in NXT. So
yes.
I sit here and say
that's what I was about to say. Callie Armstrong is going to be.
There we go.
I think she's going to be a problem. I think she's going to be a problem for NXT. I wanted to say that this is my main problem with them releasing Kairi.
That's fair.
They built this storyline up for almost a year. Almost a year.
Damn near. You're right.
And it's and just drop it like it's nothing. Like I don't understand that. I don't get it. I mean, you got people like Grayson Waller on the program, but you can't keep Kairi Sane for another 2 months, 3 months, and then release her or even if you can see if it pays off. If it pays off, Kairi could have been big. And she's left in the middle of nowhere. And it's most likely probably her last contract. Maybe she'll get another one, but most likely it's probably her last one. Tony Khan's Not yeah. Tony Khan's gonna scoop her up. Tony Khan has got to scoop her up if she doesn't go back to Japan.
Yeah, because my thought process is she was going back to Japan.
Yeah.
But let's look at the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Let's talk about who was in that garbage match. That's a garbage. It was a bunch of garbage. You had Johnny Gargano laying on the freaking mat. People are walking over him like he's a doormat. Okay,
really?
Oh,
You got you got what's his name? You got Tozawa. I mean, why are we keeping this fool? I mean, he's done.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's
Tubby?
Who's Tubby? What's his name?
Tubby,
Otis.
Otis. What's he doing? He's eating all the catering in the back.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You got people like Otis, Tozawa, Grayson Waller. They're just taking up space. And
what did Grayson Waller do tonight?
Nothing.
He got his ass beat.
That's why he was there to lose.
For what reason?
Because they're gonna need people to. They're gonna need people to lose to, and unfortunately, I'm pretty sure Grayson don't want that as his job, but that's his job, and that's why they keep people like Tozawa and stuff like that. And I don't say this as a knock, but that's just their role. Because let me ask you something: you let these people go, who's taking these losses?
But that's the problem. That's the problem. You have so many people on a roster that you are scared to give somebody a loss. Like it doesn't matter if they take a loss. You can build them up. So it doesn't matter. Like we saw Kofi Kingston, who was in the middle of nowhere, right? In the middle of nowhere, right place, right time. Mustafa Ali gets hurt. He gets inserted. He and automatically he's up in the 90s now on my 2K, right? It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter. They can always build somebody up. And that's the problem. That's why Road Dogg was fired, because he didn't see any build to having somebody like R-Truth be released, then re-signed, and then going back to what he did. It didn't make sense. They could have put him in a main event run. He didn't have to be successful at it, but put him at a main event run and see what he can do, because he was a problem in TNA. Like it doesn't, like, that's what I'm saying. This TKO thing, it's pissing me off. I'm
and brother, listen, it ain't just you. It's a lot of us who's just annoyed with TKO and how they've taken over the company.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go into the show now. I'm sorry. I'll be here for another 10 minutes.
Oh, please.
All right. Well, let's get into tonight. We start the show off with Bron Breakker, Seth Rollins. We're now going to get the continued story of this. If you guys don't remember, but Bron Breakker knocked out Seth Rollins before WrestleMania, so there was no WrestleMania spot for Seth Rollins. This segment wasn't too bad. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but Seth Rollins' Ammo Coffee dropped today at 12 o'clock. So it's his and Becky Lynch's concept of different kinds of flavors. I think there's like watermelon candy and black cherry and all kinds of
watermelon coffee.
Yeah, watermelon candy.
Oh, candy.
Oh,
it's candy. I thought it was coffee. Yeah.
No, it's coffee. It's coffee.
I like how Z was just like, wait, what?
It's weird flavors. I'm telling you, it's weird flavors.
I see.
So that dropped.
What is it called? It's
on,
Ammo
Charmaine?
Coffee.
What's up, Mad Dog?
It's called Ammo Coffee.
Ammo Coffee. Yep. It's when you click on it, it's like a yellow background. Okay. That dropped today at 12 o'clock. I was gonna get a box, but bro, it's a small bag for $32. It's tiny. Like I watched him do the opening and it was really tiny. So what's our thoughts about this? So Seth Rollins is now laid out a challenge, and we're going to get the match on May 9th at Backlash Tampa, Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. But we heard Seth Rollins pretty pissed off tonight. He was already talking about, how Bron Breakker knocked him out and he didn't get to compete in WrestleMania. Do we think that we're going to continue the storyline and it's going to be as good as it was when they both stepped out of the ring when they were hurt?
Yeah, I absolutely. I love this promo. This is how you start off a Raw, in my opinion. Certain things in Raw that you like to start with, and if you're going to start with a promo, it's got to be something fire like this. I liked what Bron Breakker said, and in which he hit every fucking note. Every note he hit it on, and then not to be outdone, Seth Rollins goes and hits his notes as well, and then even throws in, "Hey, you're not better than any other Steiner in your family." Like, right? I love the Big Papa Pump throwback. I love it because everybody knows Big Papa Pump is top 10 he's top 10 in my book. But I loved it. I loved every single, and you know why I loved it? Because they didn't let Paul Heyman talk. And I think that was genius. Whether it was Paul Heyman's, whether it was the initial idea or not, I like that Paul Heyman did not speak at all during that promo.
I hope to live a life like Paul Heyman where I could just stand there and get paid. I think that's fantastic. I'm actually envious of that. Honestly, totally. He was standing there menacingly. The segment was fine. It was cool. There was a spot I can't even remember. I should have took notes on it, but it was actually pretty funny. But I thought it was pretty good. Bron Breakker, I feel like he sometimes channeled his uncle very well. There was a spot where he said something about Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, that was funny.
And I saw someone say, like, man, Bron is unbearable. But I was like, yo, that was actually kind of funny. Like, I chuckled at that because I was just silly. I didn't expect that at all. But it was fine. It was good stuff. I mean, they got to finish this thing. I'm pretty sure they wanted to do it at Mania. Things happen. Stuff happens. And now we're going to get that Backlash. I'm just glad it wasn't on May 19th because Kane would have had a fucking fit. So I'm very, very glad about that. He's fat. There we go. Yeah.
He's fat.
He's fat.
That was about Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very much so.
Well, Seth also said that Breakker isn't even the second best in the family. Which, you know, he's throwing blows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the first best is Papa Pump. Period. Yeah. I mean, you can't only because Rick Steiner didn't win when they broke up.
Whoa.
Rick Steiner didn't. He didn't really have anything. He was just going through the motions and whatever.
I remember that. I was such a WCW kid, so I'm laughing. I remember he won like the United States of Television Championship. Then they had paired him up with Tank Albert. I said, "Who the fuck is Tank Albert?"
yeah. That was a highlight of his. But I loved his gimmick, but it just didn't resonate with the fans.
Oh, well, I'll have you know, though, because I hear you, Z, and I don't want to debate you, but I'm going to debate you. You said Scott Steiner is the number one contender. I mean, the number one in the family. I got to give it to Rick. He won the tag team titles with someone's mother. I don't think anyone's ever going to top that. I think that makes you number one in my book. So Rick Steiner over Scott. But one of my coworkers at my job would adore you because he loves Scott Steiner. He was telling me all these things because when I saw Scott Steiner for the first time, he had blonde hair. So when I'm playing WCW and NWO Revenge, I see him with a mother. I said, "Who the fuck is that?"
What the only thing about Rick Steiner is Rick Steiner didn't cut promos, so I can't put him there. He didn't cut any promos.
No, Scott Steiner literally has a bunch of gems, and half the time I don't even think he knows what he's talking about.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they just gave him a mic and he just goes for it because one of my favorite promos was the one with TNA, and I'll make it real quick. But he said, "See that Mojo? That's a vein. Some of you don't have, fat bastards." I said, "What?" But I digress.
We leave the ring to see a backstage vignette. Raquel Rodriguez blindsides Stephanie Vaquer as she's walking to the ring. We also see Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan join the party as well for a beatdown. I tell you, these women, they've been really hurting themselves in the back. I know a couple weeks ago when they headbutted each other and fell on the floor. I mean, they're just trying to kick each other's asses.
But I like that, though. When they did that a few weeks ago, I like the aggression that they had in that segment. It just made you feel like it made it feel real. Like, we know what wrestling is, but you want it to feel like, man, do these people even get along?
But it was a little too hard.
It was too hard. Liked it. TKO didn't like it.
I don't know. I don't know what TKO likes and whatnot. I know they like all my money and stuff like that. But I just thought the segment was fine. Now, yeah, I agree. I mean, don't kill yourself. But I did like that aggression in that segment.
Well, the thing is about about that segment that you're talking about in 2 weeks before Mania, she hit her and apologized. She apologized and it seemed like I guess everything was good with them. So it doesn't matter. It's null and void. But I don't think that she was going to win the championship anyway. I don't think that she was going to win. I don't think she was going to keep the championship at Mania anyway because Liv was so hot. And truthfully, I don't think that don't think that Liv had. I don't think that she had anything to do maliciously, but at some point she had to. She had to win. She was like 0-7 at Mania. Like
who's that, Liv?
Yeah, Liv was 0-7 at Mania.
Jesus, I didn't realize
that's good. That's a great.
No, he's saying she's been
0-7.
Yeah, she's just been.
I'm making a joke. I'm just making a joke.
I'm not gonna lie. I was thrown off.
Come on, TK. Come on, TK.
Oh Lord.
All right, fellas, that's my time. I got to get out of here. I got to get work at 7 a.m. Thank you so much for filling in and keep crushing it.
All right.
Salute,
thank
brother.
you, Zia Silent, for joining us. Let's get into the next segment. This was actually not a bad match. Ringside, watching at the commentary table, we have Ethan Page for the Penta and
Rusev.
Rusev. There it is. Penta and Rusev. This actually was here's what makes me mad about Rusev. They bring him back and they're not really using him. They're not idolizing him. It's like it's kind of like he's a joke. Like they kind of made a joke about it a couple of weeks ago where, WrestleMania a couple years ago, he comes in on an army tank and now it's nothing. Now it's like he's not even there. He doesn't exist.
He was at this year's WrestleMania.
Okay, was he in the Battle Royal?
No, he was in the ladder match, dude.
But here you go. I didn't even see him really. Honestly, I mean, he was in the match, but it just didn't. I mean, let's just be honest. Rusev was a bigger character before he left, and
no, I agree to that. I agree to that. That he was a bigger deal. The stuff with the Rusev Day back in the day, I say back in the day, but years ago, I mean, he was very much over. Right about now, he's cold, and I agree to that.
Cold as ice.
He was that was really good. How long have you had that one in your back pocket, friend? That was but but I do agree. He's not as over. I feel like the crowd is indifferent with him. I would love for him to succeed because I did love that Rusev Day stuff. That was fantastic. But this right here, I see the crowd is very indifferent with him. And even Michael Cole, he says something like, Rusev, almost like he's on this win streak. I'm like, I like Rusev, but he ain't killing people like that. What are you talking about? That's not really the case. I mean, yes, he was the last man standing last week. But if you look at, he's been back for a whole year. And the highlight thus far I got is him and Sheamus had some matches. And then after that, I can't think of anything else. I
can't either. I mean, I'm gonna tell you who's really hot. It's Penta. Penta's so hot right now in WWE. It's ridiculous. I mean, like
it's the mask.
He's just as popular as Rey Mysterio and Cody Rhodes. Like,
I mean, everyone. Honestly, you guys, y'all try to make Rey Mysterio a thing. I mean, Rey Mysterio is not really that popular, if we're being honest. The greatest fraud to ever breathe. Please stop it, Vinny. Stop it. I mean, don't even pretend you're a Rey Mysterio fan. Do you really think it's not even comparative? It's like Penta's all the way up here, and then like Rey is somewhere like underneath the dresser where there's dust and a penny.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying to you is how old Rey Mysterio is and how long he's been in the business. He still gets pops. People still want to see him. He's not as over as Penta, but I'm just saying though, like when you don't see Rey for a while and then he comes back, it's like it's a huge pop. Like they want to see him.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing at me?
Because you said it's a huge pop. Yeah, those are his knees.
Oh God.
He stole from Juventud Guerrero, so I'll always hold a grudge against him.
But after the match, Rusev attacks and puts the stomp down on Penta. He was not happy that he didn't win the match. Then we get Javon Evans comes out, music hits, and he does this OG cutter. This thing is crazy. I mean, you know what's even crazier than this move is that So Ruka move that she does where she flips
the Soul Snatcher. Yep.
Oh my God, I mean, dude, you have to time that perfectly.
I kid you not. These NXT call-ups that both Raw and SmackDown have got, it's going to be great. I know a lot of people are upset about the releases. I think it sucks when people lose their job. I never root for anyone to lose their job. It's just a part of the machine. But then you get these call-ups and you get these individuals, and I'm excited about how they're going to be placed and what the next, I don't know, 2 to 4 months are going to look like. Because you got someone like Sol Ruka. You said Javon, he's been up here since January of this year or something like that. I think that it's going to like I said, I look forward to seeing how they use and utilize. The world isn't ready. What we got? The world ain't ready for Penta and Javon team up. That's going to be insane. Oh yeah.
Well, you know, it's crazy. You know, we have not seen is Ray Phoenix lately.
He's hurt. Yeah. Is he hurt?
I mean, what else is there?
I'm just assuming they never have anything for him.
Bro, I'm telling you what, if he's not hurt, he's on the sidelines, they're missing the call sheet with him, because I'm gonna tell you what, I saw Ray Phoenix and Penta in Orlando at a house show, and they tore that freaking house down so bad. I mean, and Ray Phoenix, I feel like is your modern day Rey Mysterio.
He's flashy. He's very flashy. Like I do like when I see Ray Phoenix and he does the moves and stuff, and it's actually amazing how he hasn't gotten hurt so much, because the moves that he do, even his entrance, when you look at him and he hops on the ropes and everything, one bad step, that's your knees. I think with him though, I like Ray Phoenix, but something that I peeped is that while Ray Phoenix is more flashier than Penta has the charisma, and that's what's getting him over. Just by the way he walks, the I'm not gonna say aura, because I feel like people just abuse that word so much, but he has a presence to him that I feel Ray Phoenix don't have, and the Ray Phoenix's best bet is for them to be teamed up. And you have the Lucha Bros, which would be cool too. I mean, I think it would suck for Penta just because Penta is on this single run and he's killing it. But one of the things I would like for them if you put them as a team is that you have another team. I feel like with WWE, they lack tag teams. Like, where the hell are the Creeds? Like, I was watching the Americanos, and I was watching them, and I'm like, okay, I see Americano, and he has his posse where what's it called, Americano Red and Blue. But I'm like, where's the OGs guys? Wasn't he rolling with the Creeds for a bit before he got hurt? Like, what is going on? Where are the Creeds? So I sit here and go, with the Lucha Bros, you'll have a tag team since they got rid of the Motor Machine Guns, which
don't tell me they shouldn't have, because those guys suck.
They did not suck.
They were horrible.
Rennie, I respectfully disagree with you. The Motor Machine Guns, they were a fun team.
But they're a TNA team. That's what they are. They're a TNA team.
So they can't work in WWE. So
I never said they couldn't.
Oh, so
they don't move the needle for me.
Oh, I mean, I can't argue if they don't do it for you, but I'm saying for me,
they're just not. What are they? What are they? 65 together in age? I mean, what are they?
I mean, the leader of the board here of the UPR is 65. What do you have against 65-year-olds?
Who's 65?
Chris.
Chris is not 65.
You're right. He's 68.
Chris Harris is 60s.
Yeah. You can't tell by the way he walks. You don't smell the Bengay on his elbow.
Oh, now get out of here. No way. No way. Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. Moving on. Let's get into the man. The man is coming back from a well-deserved a new Intercontinental Champion, and she tells Laredo that there is a new era of her career to begin, as she won back her women's Intercontinental Championship. And then she does the open challenge for any woman who wants to challenge for her Intercontinental Championship. We have Io Sky, which we really haven't. I mean, we haven't really seen her wrestle as much lately. She has been in Rhea Ripley's corner, but she's kind of taken. I don't know if she was hurt for a little bit or what the case was. She's back now. This is actually not a bad match. I mean, Io Sky can really go. A lot of these wrestlers overseas, they come over here and they kill it. They just completely kill it. And this another great match for tonight.
It was a good match. I mean, you had I think everyone expected Asuka to interfere in this match because Asuka and Io is not done. But from the little bit that we got here without the shenanigans at the end, I thought it was a fun match. I thought it was good. I hope that they run it back at some point again and we get a cleaner finish. But not bad stuff here. Not bad stuff. You wanted to get Becky back on here. Get Becky back on the card after Mania, so that made sense. And I thought we had something. And I also too, because you mentioned the stuff about Rhea, and I guess for me, I'm like, well, I'm glad now she's out of, because she should never be in no one's shadow. Io's fucking fantastic. So
yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she's very, very great. So I thought her not being on the Mania card was like, I just thought that was a bad move. I thought it was a really, really bad move, especially that they had the story with her and Asuka that they could have. It don't even have to necessarily finish at Mania, but they could have had that match at Mania because that was one of those matches that had a story behind it. A story that's been going on for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months or so. So yeah, yes, they were chanting that. I thought I heard that. At first I wasn't sure, and then I was hearing, I was like, oh, they're chanting, "We want Kyrie." Listen, the people love Kyrie. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This next segment I could have went without. This is probably the third time they've done this with another wrestler. First with The Rock, then you had Elijah. Now we're having the Joe Hendry concerts. I don't. This is what I mean by bad storytelling. Like, why do we have this guy that was so over in NXT? Now he's moving him up, and now he's doing a concert. Like, I just don't understand TKO's vision.
That's his thing. I don't even think that's a TKO thing, but that's Joe Henry's thing. He was doing that in TNA.
I get it. I get it. I understand what you're saying, but to me, we waste so much time on WWE for 3 hours. This is why the show's 3 hours, because we have stupid spots like this, or the one with Obafemi. Like, why are we wasting time? Like,
so what would you like? I love to ask the question. What would you like for this wrestling show to be? Just nothing but nonstop wrestling?
I mean, okay, I'm just going to put it this way. And I know I'm probably going to get roasted for this. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's talk about why AEW moves the needle when it comes to matches. Like, they might not be the most popular company on the planet, but they sure know how to jam a bunch of matches in on a night card. Do they do it perfectly every time? No. But most of the time, and another thing they do that WWE should be doing, because I think this is a way to idolize talent that you have. AEW is more about putting multiple people in a match, 6-man, 10-man, 8-man, whatever the fact is. They idolize who they have in a match. WWE does not do this. They take the same wrestlers every single week and they jam them into to a card. When you watch AEW, sometimes you'll be like, well, I haven't seen this guy in forever. Now he's on Dynamite. So I just wish we wouldn't waste so much time. I wish we would tell a short story and then get into a match. If this is Joe Henry's first time on Raw, why are we holding a concert? Why is he not like telling somebody, I'm moving up to the big leagues, give me somebody challenging for my first match? Why are we not doing that?
Because I don't think you have to do that for every superstar. I mean, look, I'm not gonna sit here and say the Joe Henry stuff, I was like totally like that's my thing, right? But I know that he does that enough where that's just his thing. He do it. You have to switch it up. You can have these segments where guys are doing exactly what you're saying, or you can just throw some in the middle like this just to change it up. And even then, he ended up getting physical at the end anyway. So Who comes out? Logan Paul and Austin Theory. They come out and and then he end up getting physical anyways. Because I feel like that's what you wanted. Like he should have had a match and he should have did this. I think they try to keep to the Joe Henry character, which I think that's what they were trying to do. Just stick to that Joe Henry character, what he does, because he's chilled, laid back. Because Joe Henry don't really do that. He don't go into anyone's face and say, "Listen, pal, I'm gonna face you one-on-one." That's not his thing. That's not what he do. He sings songs and he make fun of you, and then you have people do this. He does the wave. And Mad Dog, your partner on Friday nights, did ask you, "Do you not believe in Joe Henry?" One Venomous Venny.
I did think it was comedic that he was singing about how they can fire Logan Paul. That was pretty funny. I thought that was a good way to start the feud. We also get Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins from the Street Profits come out to kind of break up and save Joe Henry tonight.
Cool.
After this we get a small promo with Street Profits walking up, and I guess I missed something last week with Seth Rollins and the Street Profits. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't. Maybe I didn't glance at the TV at that time. But we got a promo with Seth Rollins and the Street Profits, and the Profits tell Seth Rollins it's not always about him. What did I miss last week?
So last week, Seth Rollins was getting jumped by Division, the group that he created, but he's getting jumped by them, and the Street Profits didn't come out to help him. They just wanted to make a statement and let those guys know, Theory and Paul, that hey, we're going for those tag titles. And Seth, because Seth, when he was in Division, he pretty much burned all the bridges. He literally burned it down. Very proud of myself on that one. And they just wanted to be like, no. We don't care about you. We want those gold. Please get out of here, Seth Rollins. And he had that random, I guess that came from last week. He had a cut underneath his eye that stood out to me very much. But I'm assuming that was from last week.
I don't know exactly where in the show we missed this, because I didn't see it. I didn't see it on the sheet, but we got a promo earlier in the night with Grande Americano and the original Americano, with Rey Mysterio, talking about what side is Rey Mysterio going to be on when these guys lock up. I think I'm trying to figure. I think I heard May 30th.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Let's see.
I didn't write it down, but I was actually intrigued. I know it's going to be on YouTube, and I think that's going to be really cool. I don't watch a lot of AAA. Sometimes I tune in, and it's a pretty fun show. So I know that I know when they do get to this match, which I see Kaiser winning. Sorry, it's pretty late here, guys.
May 30th. May 30th. It's mask versus mask.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny too when you're watching these guys. The other two guys, it's Pete Dunne and Tyler
Bate. Yep.
It's so funny because when they first started, I couldn't picture these guys and which one was which. And now that we're going,
now you can see it. Yeah.
Now we can see it because Tyler Bates, he's skinnier and he has that hair up here, and Pete Dunne's more of a thicker kind of guy. It's just funny. It's funny how these guys are talking Spanish, and they're if you saw them under the mask, they resemble no lucha guys, none at all.
No, it's funny tonight when I was watching and they zoomed in on Americano. They zoomed in. I forget what Dunn's which one he is. I think he's the red one. But they zoomed in enough where I looked and I said, "Oh, you can tell like more than ever." Like before, it was kind of like I peeped it, especially in that match. They had a match at Stand and Deliver against the Vanity Project, and they were doing like moves that you're familiar with, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you could tell." But it was like tonight, I really was like, "Oh yeah, I could totally see that's done."
Yeah, we get a match tonight. Rey Mysterio taking on El Grande Americano. his henchmen on the ringside.
Like this is an episode of Rocky and Bullwinkle. What are you talking about? His henchmen,
his henchmen, his Americanos,
his Foot Clan from the Ninja Turtles.
His Foot Clan.
What are you talking about, Reddy? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this again, you know what? I know that Rey Mysterio is coming to an end. Like I know that he's getting a lot older, and you can see it in the ring. I mean, he can still go, but you can see now he's not taking as many risks as he was
As he should.
either 10 years ago or even 30 years ago. For him to, here's the crazy part. I think he is the only wrestler from the 90s that's still wrestling. Like, besides Chris Jericho, they're the only two.
I want to say R-Truth was wrestling in the 90s, but
no.
Like I don't remember. What do you mean no? Why no?
Because R-Truth started. He started more like 98, 99. I'm talking about Rey Mysterio he started probably like 89, 90 when he first came on the scene with WCW.
So you're saying R-Truth did wrestle in the 90s, but because it wasn't as far back as maybe a Jericho or Rey Mysterio. I'm gonna Google this right about now. I'm gonna Google this in real time, but because I'm just curious.
I believe R-Truth started in 99. I think because I don't remember him being there in 97 when Triple H
No, he wasn't on like the major things. He was, let me see. Yeah, his debut it was 99. You are correct. It was 99, but I still count that as the 90s. It was just the late 90s.
And when did Rey Mysterio? 89 or 90?
It said 1848.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, but somewhere in the 80s. It had to be like in the mid. I'll look it up right now.
Yeah. So, but you can definitely tell that he's winding his career down. He's not taking as many bumps. He's not really wrestling as much as he used to. But it's still cool to see some of these guys live. Like, I mean, like, you the last of the Mohicans, you just had Brock Lesnar. Randy Orton's the last of the Mohicans. To see Rey Mysterio, that's kind of cool. To see AJ, that was kind of cool. So, like, I mean, a lot of these guys, to see them wrestle before they retire. I mean, and if you've never seen The Undertaker wrestle, that alone would change your life. To see him like Hell in a Cell or at Mania. I don't know if you ever got a chance to see Undertaker.
I saw an Undertaker match. My father took me to a house show in 2001. It was the week after the Royal Rumble, and it was an 8-man tag. It was Undertaker and Kane, Austin and Rock against Triple H, Chris Benoit, Rikishi, and Haku. So it wasn't. I didn't get to see. I never saw the live, dead man version of the Undertaker. The closest I ever got to that was, I want to say it was the Hall of Fame in Texas. And,
you were there?
Mm-hmm. Man,
I was there too.
You was there for Texas? I gotta say, Texas is pretty cool. The first time I went there, they have a Jack in the Box, and all I'm saying is Jack in the Box changed my life because we don't have that up here. So anytime I go to Texas, I gotta get Jack in the Box.
We just got Jack in the Box about 3 months ago, and it's definitely not the same as it is up north.
Oh yeah.
So when I went to Texas with you guys, I was eating oh god, what's that burger place?
Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Whataburger was cool.
I didn't really. I'm gonna tell you what. I didn't enjoy Texas much. I really didn't.
You didn't? Why?
I didn't. I honestly didn't. I thought it was just a big party. I didn't like the fact that when you go to a gas station, it's all about taco, street corn, and they shut all the gas pumps down.
Wait, they had wait. You're upset because they had something with tacos?
No. I'm not upset about tacos. I'm upset is a lot of these places are professional places. Like a gas station is a professional place. So when you take a gas station that you can be making, and I'm looking at this as a business owner, when you have a business that has 20 pumps and you're shutting the pumps down to create a Mexican fiesta, to me, that's a bad business deal. Like, I don't care what you think. Like, just like me and Chick-fil-A. I think Chick-fil-A closing on Sunday, no matter how many holy days there is, very wrong move. I mean, they're missing millions and millions of dollars. And I know it's not all about money, but at the same time, like,
I don't think they're missing.
You know, a lot of these corporations, they go bankrupt because they make stupid decisions like opening up 335,000 fucking Chick-fil-A's. Well, you can oversize that by making sure that they're open on Sundays, because I guarantee you, with all of them open, they're missing like $30 million a year at least. I'm telling you, Chick-fil-A is like a culture down here in Florida. It's like Apple. It's like when you go into an Apple store, they mind fuck you.
Well, what if I say no?
You can say no, but what I'm saying to you is that it takes a certain person to walk into an Apple store and buy an Apple laptop or Mac or iPad. Like, you don't just walk in there and be like, I think I'm going to buy something today. Like, it's not that kind of store.
Oh.
But listen, I'm sorry, I'm getting off the subject here, but so Grande Americano taking on Rey Mysterio. This was not a bad match. I could have went without this match. I mean, again, you know, Rey Mysterio is not doing the same moves he was, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, and it's just I'm over this original and Grande Americano, because if you're a wrestling fan and you don't know who these two clowns are on the masks, I don't know what to tell you, because they're doing such a bad job of putting these guys in masks and pretending that they're Mexican legends. Like, it's horrible. The one guy's freaking French. He's French, and the other guy is American. Like,
isn't he German?
He is German, but I thought he speak. Weren't they speaking French when they were in NXT, or was it German?
Imperium. It's German.
Okay, my bad. German. I thought they were French. Okay, German. But you go from these guys speaking German to now he's speaking Spanish. Like, what else?
But fluent Spanish though. I gotta give it up to Kaiser though, because I didn't recognize his Spanish game. Like, he speaks it in such a way that I forgot. I forgot that you were saying his German. I forgot he was German. Like, when he was doing that, I said, oh shit, that's dope. I like Chad Gable. I like oh god, Kaiser. I'm sorry, I was blinking on my man's name, Kaiser. I don't know if the Kaiser stuff was working for him, but I feel like when he's Grande, it has worked. Now, I can't say on the main roster, I can't tell you that, but I know in NXT, they eat that shit up, and especially in Mexico, they eat that up as well. So I think there's an audience for it. It doesn't bother me. I'm not offended. I understand people are like, man, this has been going on for... Listen, man, I love me a good old silly wrestling storyline. You know, I tell people all the time, as I've gotten older, I've appreciated the Rikishi storyline when he ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin, because his whole reason was because he said, hey, every time in wrestling, there was always someone white as the champion. I'm tired of this shit. So he ran over Stone Cold because he said it's time for the Samoan boys to get their shine and time in the sun. So I love me. Oh, do you remember that time in 2000 when Chris Jericho spilled coffee on Kane and they immediately got into a feud because Kane said, how dare you burn me, you piece of shit. So this don't bother me. I don't know what to tell people. Like, it's nothing. It's not a major storyline. It's a mid-card storyline, and you need stuff like that. You just need that. Not everything. You gotta have some layers here. So this stuff, like, and it's gonna end too once we get to the event that you just mentioned elegantly. May 30th, correct? When that happens, it will be done. I hope that they have a vision for Chad Gable, because Chad Gable can go, and it's amazing because Chad Gable, not only can he wrestle, but he have personality. He could do all these things. I mean, the stuff that he was doing with the Americano stuff has been great. I have never had no issue with it, but yeah, once it's done, I hope that they have a direction for him. And you know what? With that Intercontinental Championship, I think he would be great in that picture. You know, you got Rusev in there. You see Ethan Page getting in there. Throw Chad Gable in the mix. Why not? Matter of fact,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, he should have been won that championship. It don't bother me that he didn't win it, but it's one of those things. I was like, man, you missed the call with that one. He should totally have been the one. Matter of fact, he should have been the one to beat Gunther, but they chose not to.
Yeah, I think Chad Gable at one point, I think he was over with his group. What was it called? The
American Made.
Yeah, I think at one point it was over, and then I think it got stale. Just like his gimmick now is getting stale. But I feel like here's a problem with actual wrestling fans and people that just watch wrestling for the shit of it. People that watch wrestling for the shit of it will like anything. They'll like Mr. Hanky on the stick. They'll like Gumby coming in the ring and dancing. Like, they don't give a shit. They eat that shit up. Real wrestling fans, like from the 90s and that watch WCW, they think this stuff is garbage. Like, it's a joke. Like, R-Truth coming out, okay, it's funny. It's okay. It's comedical when R-Truth came out with a ladder in the women's ladder, the women's Royal Rumble. I mean, okay, that was funny, but it's just some of the stuff that he does, and even with the Danhausen stuff. Like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say Danhausen is not funny, but it's just some of the stuff that he does. It's just you got to look like, are we really lacking this bad in WWE that we have to have a clown come on the screen and make a bunch of like hoopla about stupid you're being cursed? Like,
wait a minute though. You say all this, but you said, but I'm not going to act like he's not funny. But are you not entertained by the stuff that he do?
Not all the time. Not all,
and that's
okay.
fine. And that's fine. Because I feel that way with R-Truth. There's times where there's a hit and miss, and sometimes a bit much. I can understand that. I can respect that. But once again, you gotta have all these different, because I don't know. Like, I ask you guys as wrestling fans. I'm not gonna sit here and say everything on the show entertain me. There's things where I do roll my eyes. Sure. Danhausen, I was talking to EC about it a little bit, and I was like, yo, he actually grew on me. Like, he grew. I thought them having him as the surprise was like, oh, that's silly. But since then, he's pretty funny, and I don't feel like he's very harmful. He's in these little segments, and he's not there not even not there all the time. I feel like he doesn't take away from anyone's story or anything like that. I feel like he's there, he does a little something, and everyone laughs. Hell, even the thing where smoke comes up and then he's running as it. Like, he's doing the complete opposite of what Undertaker are. Yes, fans are fickle. They are very fickle. Wrestling fans, I kid you not, you wrestling fans, and look, I'm a wrestling fan. I would even open up. I have been fickle, but a lot of you guys be fickle. It'd be like, yeah, well, no, that was good, but you know what? That's not how we did it back in the day. Well, you know what? It ain't the 1990s anymore. It ain't the 2000s anymore. Those things that happened in that time period. I watch sometimes some of the stuff in the 90s, and I sit here and go like, you know, not for nothing, that shit wouldn't work now. Some of those things would not work now. It was great for its time, and things change. And I'm not saying to say everything that has changed have been good. Not everything have, but there are still, I like to sit here and say there's still good things going on in wrestling.
Yeah, listen, Jeffrey, I get what you're saying. He is. I just don't understand it. Like, to me, it's like the Bozo Super Sunday show. And it's like everybody over there buying his shirt. Like, I don't understand why people are just buying a random shirt of a guy with a bunch of face paint on a thing, and it says "You are cursed." Like, I would never wear that shit out. Never, I would never wear that shit out. Like, it would never. I don't even know if I would wear it at a wrestling event. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll wear a classic like Austin shirt or something like that, but I ain't wearing somebody with. I mean, not even a Sting shirt. Like, listen. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I watch WCW now more than I watch actual shit WWE has on now, because I can't get over the fact that we're doing goofy shit like Danhausen showing up at the Miz's house and fucking the Miz throws cinnamon in Maurice's face. It's the same gimmick. I mean, every time we see Maurice, she's either getting thrown into a cake. She's getting water thrown. I mean, how many times can we do the same gimmick, guys? Let's change it up a little bit. Let's do something that's more productive than Danhausen showing up at the Miz's house and causing a ruckus. Like, I mean, the wedding thing was funny. Okay, I agree. The wedding thing was funny, but the whole thing at Miz's house, that was not funny.
I didn't watch it because I was watching Michael, but
Now, Jeff,
seen...
it has. Listen, I'm not going to say that he hasn't grown on me, because he has, and I do find myself
Did he
on YouTube watching some of his skits off camera. Some of them are good, but I still question myself, going, why am I watching this? Like, I'm losing brain cells and I'm losing time in my life that I can't get back. Like, why am I doing this to myself? I say to myself, maybe I'm too harsh. Maybe that's my problem. I'm too harsh.
Maybe you just don't like the gimmick, and that's fine. I'm just sitting there saying you just got to switch it up. I just don't think everything can be. Not everyone can be the serious character. Not everyone can do that. I remember talking to a friend once, and this was years ago, but he was talking about R-Truth, and he said, well, if he doesn't go for the World Heavyweight Championship, then what is he here for? Years later, as it took time, because I did not have an answer, but as time went on, I'm like, everyone needs a role. Everyone needs to be a play. Look, Santino Marella, I remember when he debuted in 2007, and he was a serious guy. That people don't remember that. You know what people remember? People remember when he got stunned by Stone Cold and he did this, or when he tried to do the split with Melina. People are going to remember those kind of things. And with Danhausen, and time will tell. But if he's here for the long run with WWE, they're going to remember those moments where you said he threw cinnamon at Maurice, or what he did, he stole someone's bike or something like that. They're gonna remember those kind of moments. There we go, on entertainment. That's right. They really heavily on entertainment. That is literally their thing, entertainment. So that's why you have segments like that. And there are and once again, those can be hit or miss for some people, but there are people who do eat that shit up and laugh at it and stuff like that. So yeah, you gotta have your mix of it. That's what I think. That's what I believe.
I get it. I just, maybe I need to be more open-minded about watching some of these segments. On to Oba Femi taking on Grayson Wallen. Again, this match was just not needed. At the end of the match, Oba Femi cut a promo talking about he's going to have an open challenge. This is just a repeat of Goldberg. That's just all this is.
Goldberg.
This is
Goldberg. Bill Goldberg. Did you just no? Hold up. Wait. Whoa. Did you just compare Oba Femi, the ruler, compared to that bald fraud, Bill Goldberg? I don't see the comparison at all. Especially even with the hold up. I am not done speaking, young man. I'm going to let you know right now. Bill Goldberg doesn't own open challenges. I don't know what you mean. Maybe I need glasses because I ain't seen it. Oh, so Bill Goldberg owns that now. Oh, Bill Goldberg don't own that at all. What? What are we even chatting about here? Vince, I would.
Who else was undefeated like Goldberg?
Wasn't Ultimate Warrior undefeated? Wasn't it? I feel like there was a few other people who were undefeated. Bill Goldberg doesn't own that. He doesn't own the right to that. What are we even chatting about? Oh, this is the last time. Vincent, because we're working on Friday. Vince, we're working on Friday. You've worked my blood because I told you. George ain't here. Good. Jeffrey, George. I'm going to be here. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I mixed that up. My bad, brother. Give me that. Boom. But Jeffrey, I want you to be on for Friday Night SmackDown as well, because I don't trust this man to review a JC Jane match. You tell him, Jeffrey, that I don't trust him. Put that in the chat right now. But yeah, Bill Goldberg, how dare you think he owns anything? He doesn't even own a head. He doesn't even own hair. What are we even chatting about? What do you mean? How can he own anything? He's bald. Bald people don't own nothing. They don't own cones. They don't own nothing. Oscar was undefeated. What are we chatting about? Heart rate has
she was undefeated. You're right. She was undefeated too. She was.
Yeah, Bill Goldberg owned that. Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg.
Let's talk about this promo we had the back with the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. Liv Morgan is trying to convince Roxanne Perez that she has her back and she always will, and she'll be at ringside tonight. Then we get something very interesting. We get Finn Balor sneaking into the club, telling Roxanne Perez that you got to watch your back.
Hold on, real quick. I'm sorry, Matt. Someone has to say this. Shut up.
Who, me?
No, Mad Dog Kelly. He says Goldberg is one of the best in the business, and you know it. Clearly, you don't know it. So please, yeah, Mad Dog.
I don't think he was. He wasn't.
Yeah.
Listen, the only reason why they made Big Goldberg was that he had the physique. He was built. The guy played football.
He had to look.
Yeah,
he had to look. And listen, I don't blame him for capitalizing on that. He had a good look. He looked like a superhero. All that. The only thing he didn't have was the in-ring stuff. But I still hold grudges because I was a part of the NWO, and I kept saying, "Why is he ruining our plans?" But go on, Vincent. You were talking about Finn breaking into the Judgment Day clubhouse.
Yeah. So Finn. Interesting. I you know what. I feel like the Judgment Day is it's a dead faction. I mean, we go from having Damian Priest and Edge to them turning on Edge. Then they turned on Damian
and Rhea.
Then they turned on
Rhea,
Finn Balor. Who's I mean, you got Liv, you got Roxanne Perez, you got Raquel. And you got Dominic. You got four members. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, why are we keeping this faction going when all the most important ones are not there anymore?
I think they keep it just for people like Roxanne and JD, because if this faction is not
that's
around,
right, JD.
JD Madonna. Because I can see like Dom is going to be fine on his own. Liv is already clearly like a star. Raquel, I feel like, has been growing on a lot of people. So I look at, and even Roxanne, I think people are starting to get behind it, but it might be because they were in Texas tonight, because she did get Jeffrey put it in the chat that she got a reaction.
Her hometown.
Yeah. So I sit here and think they keep this group together for them, just so they could, so when the group do split, because I think JD is very, very, very talented. I think he's very, very talented, but my fear is that he might get lost in the sauce. But Roxanne, I think, will be fine. So I just think that's what they keep it for. And I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if, because what season of the Judgment Day are we on now? Was it season 6, season 7? I'm not too sure. Yeah, but like I wonder if they're gonna bring someone else into the group. Like, is someone else, like, now that they kick Finn out, do they have somebody else? Does this become a thing where they keep certain members and bring someone in? And that's fair, because some people are tired. Listen, there were people who was tired of the Bloodline stuff and probably annoyed now when they see Roman and his cousins together again. I feel like we went back in time actually. Now we're realizing the Judgment Day is a thing, even though the members are not all the same, but we have the Judgment Day and the Bloodlines going on. It's actually kind of funny. But yeah, carry on.
So that brings us to our last match of the night. This is the main event. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez taking on Bailey and Lyra Valkyrie. This was interesting. All these women can go. I mean, we've seen these women in singles competition. We've seen them in tag team competition. This was not a bad tag team match. I mean, if they didn't make Roxanne Perez win in her hometown, I don't know what they would have been planning to do with this, but I feel like Roxanne Perez is like an age steak. She just gets better over time, and she's coming from NXT up to the big leagues. Like, she's getting a lot better. I can't say the same. I really can't say the same about Raquel Rodriguez. I don't know what it is. I'm not a fan. Like, she doesn't do it for me. She's like any other tall Amazon woman, like Beth Phoenix. She didn't do it for me either. I think Beth Phoenix was just a tall woman that they made her unstoppable, and they called her the Glamazon. But again, it was a great match. A lot of good spots in this one. What you think about it?
I thought it was fine. It was a fine match. I don't really have any like serious takeaways from it. I mean, it was fine. It was a solid match. I can't say there was anything wrong with it. he was talking about the stuff with Beth. I just wanted to jump into that. It wasn't because she was tall; it was because she was pretty jacked. And when she was coming around, she came around a time where women's wrestling was like they had the belt on, and I loved Candice Michelle. I loved her, but she was not no wrestler like Mickey and Melina and Beth. So she came around that time, and yeah, no, the match was fine. I mean, just to sum it all up, it was fine, and it's gonna be interesting because now you see right here, Roxanne will turn and join Finn. You see that, right? I could see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that being the thing. As she's like, no, I don't think I should turn on them. That's my family. Till eventually she's gonna be like, you was right, Finn. So I could see that. I don't think I have any I don't think I can argue with that.
Well, let's get to the main event of the night. Roman Reigns. Can I ask you what this was? I mean, I already thought that Jacob Fatu won the match to go against his cousin. Am I wrong about that?
What, he wasn't a what contender?
Yeah, wasn't that
No.
Friday night?
No.
No?
Was it?
I thought it
don't think
was.
so. I missed Friday, so forgive me. I don't, but I don't think it was. I think pretty much he was just waiting for Roman's answer to see if he would be taking his challenge.
So is that what this was? It was
Yeah, it was because last week what happened was we got what looks like the reunion with the Bloodline being reunited, and he came out and he's like, yo, I want that championship because I want to send my kids to the good school. I want to buy that brand new car. I want that good stuff. I want that good life that you got. And I need to win that championship. I don't want it. I need it because he wants to have the success that Roman has. And what happened was here tonight was Roman was like, man, you ain't ready. It's just you're not ready for this, for the big shoes, to fill in these big shoes. And I like too what Jacob was doing. I don't have the notes here, but what Jacob was saying was like, yo, you were safe. You was up here with your cousins. You was up here. I was away. I was grinding for 12 years. None of you guys called me. Solo called me. Rusev, I'm so sorry. Roman cut him off me and like, nah. Like I had to sign up on that. I love how like Roman is the guy that signs off on things like the stuff with CM Punk, heading into Mania, and he said, we agreed to this. We did this. There was a lot of we's. And I'm like, are you in these meetings, Roman? I don't believe you. I like you, Roman. You are my tribal chief. I'm throwing up the ones, but I don't think you're in those offices sitting there overlooking contracts, being like, yeah, he could come back to the brand. I don't think you're the last say at all. I think you're lying to me, honestly. I feel like I am being fibbed to death here. But the segment, and it ends with I honestly said, because Jacob hit the tongue and grip. I remember Meng used to do that. How cool he would do that. And when he did it, because I kept saying the tongue and grip, and I was like, oh shit, I remember that. Oh my God, I'm so old. I remember that move. But when he does it, my thought process was, where the fuck are the Usos? Roman is getting his ass fucking mopped. He's getting demolished. He's getting dominated. And like, no Usos. No one is there.
That's next week. That's gonna be next week's storyline. Where were the Usos?
Where were the Usos? Why didn't it help? We acknowledge you, Roman. Well, apparently not when it's before 10, or not before it's 10:30, because I didn't see none of them out there. I didn't even see any of them even try to hustle out there. But I did want to throw out here, I did like the opening segment with the Usos and Roman, the cinematic stuff. And I can see that some people are just tired of it and stuff, but I thought it was well shot. I did like that open. For a moment, I didn't know if I was watching WWE Raw or if I was watching Power. But I thought it was a thank you for that. I was hoping that reference would be noted, but I thought it was fine. And I mean, hey, look, Roman says, you got me at Backlash, and
my buddy just debuted last week on Power.
Oh yeah, oh, you have a friend on that show,
Chico Adams.
Really?
Yeah, he trains with Natty Neidhart at the Dungeon in Tampa.
Oh, nice, dope, cool. Shout out to him.
So
Yeah, but what did you think about this act? I mean, I know we're done, but what did you think about it? Give your thoughts about this.
I mean, I could have went without it. I mean, I'm not the biggest Roman fan, so for him to win the belt back again, I just don't know why we're doing this over again. Like, I think CM Punk was a great champion.
He was a good champ.
So for them to just give the belt right back to Roman, it just shows you where the company is. Like, honestly, I say all the time, like, when they let somebody go on vacation and come back and win the belt, it just shows you who has more popularity into the company than others.
Okay. You want to take us home?
Yeah. All right, guys. Before we go here, let's talk about the shows we have on UPR Entertainment. UPR Network itself.
Sure.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell on all the shows. We love to have everybody and the love thrown down for our shows. Guys, we've been killing it tonight. Thanks everybody for joining us. Jeffrey, Mad Dog, Charmaine. The list goes on and on. But let's talk about. So tonight this is the Monday Night Review show, usually with the Zia Silent and the executive consultant. Tomorrow night is with you and
the
your lovely
sensational.
host.
Yes, the sensational Sabrina Estella. We will be talking about NXT. I will sit here and throw out here. I told the executive, now that JC Jane is off NXT, I wish to be drafted off, but I will still be remained on Tuesday nights talking about things going on with Sabrina Estella.
Wednesday night is
All Elite
AEW All Elite Heat podcast with the rest with the sheriff and Cactus Katie. Why am I drawing a blank tonight?
It's
and
okay.
then you can check me back out on Friday nights with the Mad Dog Mad Dog Kelly as we do the SmackDown Showdown right after SmackDown at 11 p.m. 11:15 we'll be on. And go ahead.
But no, I was just going to say, but this week, because I think Mad Dog is taking off, but you're getting all bad guy this week. Well, except Wednesdays. I'm off on, I work Wednesdays, but I do for the entertainment side. And
this is new news to me. Where's he going?
Who?
Nobody told me that he's not on this week.
He said that he was something came up on Friday and he was going out and they needed somebody. And I said, and I went and I used my EVP cards and my chips. And I said, I'm going to be on Friday. Let me tell you, people were asking me about, I know that you did review this Friday with one Mad Dog. And you talked about Friday night. I wish I would have joined, but I was in the movie theaters watching Michael. Good movie. It was long, but good movie. I enjoyed it. I saw my uncle. Yes, I am related to him because we have the same last name. So that is Unc. But I sat there and I said, I told the executive, I said, hey, JC Jane and Fatal Influence, they're on SmackDown. I need to sit here and review it. And I want to, I'm going to, when I'm on Friday with you, I'm going to see how it goes. Because if not, I realize what my new place on the UPR card is, and that's to be there on Friday night to talk about Fatal Influence, who I see winning all the gold. They might even just, who's the world champion? Cody. JC might just beat Cody. Who knows?
Oh, boy. Well, that is all the time we have for you guys tonight. Thanks for joining us for the Rated R Review show for right after Raw. Until next week, guys, one of your hosts, Venice Vincent, alongside the great Graham Stan Pumbaa. And we'll see you guys next week. Good day, everybody.